Hi guys, I'm just back from my holidays. I've been led to believe that there's a yellow warning coming for the storms. I'm only in 27 degrees Celsius temperature into bloody minus cold. And would you believe it, our depot has no electricity because it's bloody windy. Typical Northern Ireland weather. Anyway, we're going to have a conversation, have a bit of fun, because we've got nothing else to do. And you got loads of batteries, haven't you, Rui? And what we're going to do is we're going to do this interview or conversation with the staff about Yodel that I gave them the thing last week. If you want to have a look at that, that was me in, where was I again? I think I was somewhere in Spain, I think. And I done that video about the issues where Yodel have went ahead and put the prices up without talking to us, and has put a major cost onto the company that is, again, another slice to Northern Ireland. So come on in, we'll close the door, it's nice and dark. Boom. Come on into the warehouse, guys. You're doing what? What do you mean you're sorting boxes out? Did you miss me?
I did.
I bet you didn't. He didn't miss me at all. What's that?
What?
That jumper.
Jumper?
Well, it's got a jumper with a logo on it. What is it? Does anyone know that logo?
That's his. It actually is his jumper.
Whose is it?
His.
That's too big for me.
What is it?
Stussy.
Stussy.
He donated it to me.
I would like to say for the record I do pay him wages. I'm just saying. It sounds like he's being donated clothes because he hasn't got the money to buy his own. No electricity. Well, Drew, I love the beard. I saw you going up there. You didn't really scare me. I was wondering why you were going to do that. Right, you coming out? You coming out from your little corner? Right, so what's happening? I've only come back and I've had a world shite with the fact that there's no electricity.
Customer service is basically done. I have my hotspot on my phone. Phone's about to die, but I managed to get my laptop off on the power of my phone and the laptop. Nearly got all the messages done, bar a few Amazons, but we'll get them done.
Lightbox is 90% done. Just need a few more clamps, which we're going to bring in for Monday. But everything's wired, ready to go.
So a light box is our new fashion thing that we've got. We had one member of staff moan about getting one. And we had to get one because we needed it. I hope it's not just to be used for fashion, right?
No, you can sell the unit. You can stand the whole. You can stand in it like.
You can set a wee table in there as well.
Is it a tanning booth?
Yeah. I don't think you need it.
He says I look like Donald Trump now. I'm the colour of Donald Trump. Matthew. Anyway, so Yodel. How are we getting through this? Now, I've been hearing reports that this Yodel have been given different variants of prices. What's that about?
So in one account, it's cheaper than the rest of them. Still haven't figured out why it is cheaper than the rest of them, but it is. Most of our accounts are £4.09 for an SP1 going to Northern Ireland, Wales, or England. Scotland's £6, but in the other account, the Stray account, it is £3.41 for Northern Ireland, England, and Wales.
In regard to that, is it maybe ex VAT if you worked it out plus VAT? So if you don't provide a VAT number, I wonder are they allowed to charge you VAT?
78p would be right, 4
There it is. That's the reason.
Right. Okay.
Bang on. So it's the VAT registered or not VAT registered is the reason why we're getting the different prices. So if it's AlanC trading as, it's going to be the VATless price. And if it's a VAT business where we're VAT registered, it's going to be the VAT inclusive price. Is that what it is? Either way, we're getting our VAT back, whereas with Royal Mail, you don't get your VAT back because it's zero VAT.
Right.
You're aware of that?
I didn't know that, no.
Be careful of that. So if you've got second class mail or first class mail, there's no VAT charged on that. There's zero VAT on that. You're aware of that?
No, I didn't.
Every invoice we get the amount that we paid from Royal Mail, and what happens then is it'll tell you the VAT, and it doesn't accrue with the total amount. It tells you that some of it is VAT less, VAT zero, and some of them is VAT at 20%. Such as, say for example, the Royal Mail Tracked 48 is VAT, it's got VAT on it, whereas second class untracked, there's no VAT, or first class. First class and second class is zero VAT. Everything else that Royal Mail do is VATable. So which means that we are entitled to claim our VAT back on all the labels. So if you look at that, for every £1 that we spend with say for example Yodel, we get 20 pence back. Does that make sense? You happy enough with that claim?
Yep.
So if you think about it, we could kind of put that into our losses, but if we do that, That's us struggling to use our VAT element to stay in profit, which isn't good. Understand that, Matthew?
Yeah.
I don't. So there was zero notice given.
No notice.
No notice at all.
I printed the labels last Friday morning. They were fine. Obviously pre 9 o'clock, I had them all done. The Lisburn ones. Then we came to do the Newry ones, and I noticed there was a differential in price.
But there's also nothing coming up on YouTube about it. You know,
You can't see him, can you?
no, there's nothing coming up on YouTube. You know, like the English sellers and stuff saying about it, and we're wondering is it just here? But it's hit.
You look like a crimmy from over there.
It's
This
just
is, I think that's what it is. You look dangerous. The biggest, softest guy you could meet, you know. Dangerous as he looks dangerous. If you met him down there with that looking like that, no. It's the other way. It's actually the light out a bit. It looks really further out there, just there. You look evil. Excuse my language. Yeah, Drewski the evil man. What? Anyway, so
Yeah, so we phoned on. Don't know if it says here. We phoned on behalf of 3 or 4 different eBay accounts. To
Right, okay.
ask eBay.
Sure.
What is this? Every single person has said they don't understand why we've been charged more. They've opened up a claim, and normally if there is a price increase, that they're emailed and then they can let people know. Now, what we did realise is that the more times we phoned back, the waiting time was going up. It went from 5 minutes to 15 minutes. It went all the way up to 25 minutes. My suspicion is that it was all the Northern Irish traders or Scottish traders phoning in. It wasn't until the Monday that Joel had an email back from one of the people stating that there was now a price increase.
Packlink. That's
Packlink.
email
Packlink.
back. It's so hard to contact them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we never got anything from eBay. There was no prerequisition of like, you know, prices are going to go up on this date at this time. Nothing.
no transition.
Nothing at all. It just happened.
These companies are supposed to. The Packlink is owned by eBay, by the way. Packlink is eBay. Whether they say they're different, they're not. They used to have a thing called eBay. It was called eBay Delivery. They stopped it and they removed it from the eBay corporation, and then they started Packlink up. And they did that for very good reasons, because they were constantly going, oh, well, you haven't got the package. Oh, well, if you haven't got the package, you have to repay them, and you're going to have to go to us for compensation. So that's why they moved it out, and they moved the legitimate company away so that they could turn around and say, well, you delivered it. It's your eBay package. It's your eBay, the company that we're paying. So why should we have to compensate the customer for your mess up, eBay? So that's why they decided, no, we're not going to do this anymore, because we are liable for us not delivering the package. So that's why they changed it to Packlink. They basically squared it straight back to another company that is outside, so they can look like they're not responsible for a sub-company of eBay. So it was smart done. And that's the reason why you get this whole bullshit wall that's coming up with eBay, where they can do one thing to plot against the other, and the only one that's affected is people like us. Sorry to bother you guys, but 93% of who are watching my channel and enjoying the entertainment that I give you are not subscribed. Please like, subscribe, and click the alert button. So you can interrupt when I'm saying this to the subscribers. So the way I see it is this. This is another slice to the Northern Irish online selling retail businesses. As far as I'm concerned, this is unfair. It's unjust. Another slice with GPSR. Another slice coming with a new taxation system that's coming in literally in 2 months' time, where if you live in England and you want to sell to someone in Northern Ireland and you've got the GPSR system all done, you now have to set a record of taxation to the person in Northern Ireland, so that there's a customs declaration. Did you know this? Anyone that's this is coming in April. You know, this is just another slice. And who's it affecting? Is it affecting the English ones? It's not. It's Northern Ireland.
Why Scotland too this time?
Well, Scotland. So again, we'll go back to that on Scotland. Every company were doing it equal. They had an equal, and because of the law, there's a thing called the Equality Act in Northern Ireland, or not Northern Ireland, in the UK, that you're not allowed to. I feel like I'm talking like Elon Musk. Discrimination and differentiate. Yet you're not allowed to discriminate from one country to another within the UK. You must keep the charges the same and the service the same if you wish to do a national service. No matter how big your company is or how small your company is, you must price it and have your business in line with keeping it equal throughout the country. It's a part of the Levelling Up program that the government introduced. so that Manchester's not affected. However, it seems to be English bred now, and nobody gives a continental shit about the upper citizens of the United Kingdom, which is a decimation of the United Kingdom. As far as I'm concerned, if I want viability and I realise that, you know what, it's costing me more to be in the UK, I'm going to vote for to become independent, or I'm going to vote to be in Ireland, because then I can get onto eBay.ie and I can sell to all my sovereign citizens within the country, and odds are they'll all buy from me, and actually that'll be really cool. And that's the reason why we did it back in the old days, if you look back at the way it's done. But it feels like it's being done on purpose, and there's a slow degradation by government control, by pushing the citizens of Northern Ireland and now Scotland for independence, that the UK will be broken up and there won't be such thing as the United Kingdom. So if anyone... Oh, well, that's... But that will weaken. That will weaken because it'll be English and Wales, and we will have to import-export. Yes, we'll be a part of Europe, which is a good thing. Is it a bad thing? I'm not sure. Part of Ireland, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Well, GDP in Ireland is the biggest and most strongest now, when it used to be one of the weakest in society. But anyway, we're not talking about that. The situation is that the government are actually turning a blind eye to open equality discrimination for services on a national level. We can't get products or services equal to England and Wales under the Equality Act. GPSR is affecting us. This new taxation called the Marquis X, I think they call it, Act, which is a new act where if you sell something to Northern Ireland, you have to put customs declarations on it, which is a phenomenal amount of cost, which means if I want to buy this cup, and it costs me $2.99 in England, but it's going to cost me $4.99 because of the sheer labour cost and the documentation evidence that I have to provide, GPSR, and now pieces of paper stuck on the parcel, just to say that it's $2.99 plus GPSR costs plus taxation costs. That's discriminatory. And that's all I can see it as. And then by eBay doing this and being proactive in it, I mean, eBay, you've done it again. You set up this massive thing in London there for next week on the 28th of February. And you've invited all the Londoners and the Englanders. Where's us? Where's Northern Ireland again? Where's Scotland? You've allowed geographical discrimination once again, and you've excluded us from open forum, open communication, and you're more or less screwing us over. And I can see it's massively intentional, because we haven't stopped, have we? Guys, can you not tell me the amount of problems that we've had with eBay so far? I mean, what is it making you want to do?
Leave eBay.
Yeah.
Or find alternatives and just screw eBay. Don't invest so much time and effort into eBay. Got to be something not right here. There's something not right with this program. I don't know what it is. Can anyone tell me? Does it not feel discriminatory? You all look like these school children, and I'm the master. Blah, 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 blah.
There's no rule.
Yes, master. What?
Royal Mail used to do that. Used to charge different prices for Highlands, and then they got fined for it, and that's why now.
Because it was against the yeah.
No matter where you're shipping in the UK, you have to pay the same.
Right, because they're a national company, and they used to be a government-based company, and they're government funded. They're not allowed to discriminate. So if they ask for anything to be done, they have to go to the House of Parliament. And whereas this is a private company, and they actually think they can do this because they can. They can't. They're a national business, and they're supposed to think about the equality throughout the UK. If I decide, and this is a fun thing. Here's a fun fact. Here, guys, do me a favour. See if you can check or uncheck a box that says, we do not deliver to England. However, you can put a box check saying, we do not deliver to Northern Ireland, Scotland. It's inequalities. It's not racism. It's more nationalism for the English society in a whole, because that's where the money is. And us 2.3 million in Northern Ireland and whatever it is in Scotland, I think it's quite harsh in Scotland. It's quite a big population in Scotland. I think it's 5 million or something in Scotland, maybe more. But there being 7 million off the possibly whatever it is that we have living in the United Kingdom. So we are in the minorities. And that is minority inequality or inequality. It's minority inequality. And it's a breach of the Act, of the Equality Act of 2000 and
So hypothetically, if you wanted to take eBay to court over this, would you get anywhere? Is what they're doing wrong that a judge would see it as wrong, or are they're eBay to do what they want?
So Joel's got a point. Amazon don't.
Yeah.
Amazon refused to allow the private companies to change the prices on a national level. So that's making Amazon understand the law of the land, which makes me respect Amazon a little more. Does it not? Even though they're hard to work with. Yeah, but they're saying that you are allowed and you're entitled to a UK national cost of delivery, and there is no inequality, right? Yeah?
Yep. Because every price between Amazon and eBay, there's a massive disparity between the price of a label.
And that's it. And that's what we've got going. eBay clearly don't give a shit about Scotland and Northern Ireland.
But hypothetically, if you took them to court, would you have a leg to stand on, or would no one see it this way? Would nobody care?
Would you see, the way I see it is this. If I took them to court, how much would it cost me? Me personally. It would cost me much more than paying the labels over a decade.
But would you have a fighting chance to actually win a court case?
Oh, you would surely. Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, you would win. Because they are in breach of the Equality Act.
But they know no one's just going to front all that money to try to go to battle with them.
That's right.
That.
It's the David and Goliath. You know, no small seller can do it. We can do it as a group. But what I've noticed with eBay sellers is we don't group. We don't get a collective union of sellers that we can go against the likes of eBay and say, eBay, now we've got our own power. If you don't do it, we're going to stop selling with immediate effect, and we're going to stop selling for 1 month, and your sales are going to decline to a point where you get nothing. No eBay seller wants to do that because we're all self-funded and we're broken. We're broken into little bits. I don't want to do it because if I stop selling, everyone's out of a job. And if a sub-seller like a Nick and Andrew, if they stop selling, they can't afford their mortgage payments. Ricky reseller, he can't afford his mortgage payments, his car payments. They depend solely on eBay. You know, it's a please sir, can I have some more? And they've got that way where it seems to be they're the master of the people that are paying them. That makes sense? They're like a landlord.
Yeah, that's what you explained that to me before. It's always kind of stuck in my head. They're our landlord, whatever they say kind of goes. We're paying them rent to use the service, the property.
That's right.
It is a good comparison, yeah.
And they choose what they do and what they don't do. And it's up to us to either fight it or find other ways of profiteering. Ultimately, moving, if you use the analogy of the landlord, moving a property is the only way forward. Yeah. And this is what I'm telling you about as well, the idea of retail. We've talked about it, Drew. You know, it's pushing us back into the idea, and I'm becoming more and more, but inclined, I'm still a bit more inclined to consider that instead of extending this property here, that we try and consider purchasing a retail shop that we move staff into. So we've got staff at the back of the building with a retail front. Only problem with that comes government interruption and rates office. So it's there's minefields no matter where you go. There's plonkers in business no matter where you go. And that is a sign of the United Kingdom. You know, again, this is the United Kingdom going at that. I don't know where we're going to go with this. The future will say, and we'll talk about this in the next couple of weeks and how it's affecting us. If you look at what we're doing, I think I worked it out. This is going to cost us an extra £50,000, isn't that right? A year? Did we work that out roughly? Roughly £50,000 more to pay out for postage and packaging because we live in Northern Ireland. That's a £50,000 advantage to someone who works the same level as we do in England. That makes them the ability to become more profitable and us less profitable, which makes our delivery of our rights as workers less. And the control of this whole operation means that we either put our prices up, which makes us less competitive, to maintain the same level as England.
England gain from this.
Exactly.
The opposite.
Correct.
The opposite.
And that is a sign of what happened before when there was an uprising. That's what caused the uprising the last time. When you started realizing there was a massive disparage of equality from one country to another because they made political changes based on their needs, their country, and not considering the United Kingdom as a whole. Because we're governed by, whether we believe it or not, we're governed by House of Parliament. And they're the ones that can stop this. I mean, Stormont shit. The guys in Stormont are clueless. They're feckless. All they care about is either the Irish language, tricolours, British flags, or marches down the frigging Orange Hall. That's all I can see. That's all they're interested in. Orange or bloody green. Am I wrong? They don't give a shit about business. They don't give a shit about your job, your job, your job. They care about your vote, and they'll say that, oh, we care about your future. They don't give a toot. There's no one in politics right now that care, right? Am I wrong? We're going to leave you in this again. Have you noticed how many times the bloody power goes out? Every time there's a, don't blow too much because you might knock out electricity. This is about 3 times we've lost electricity. Whether we decide we're going to do some extracurricular work, which we can do, there's other things we can do. But this is a loss again. We're working in an environment where the power lines go down just at a breath of friggin', I don't know.
We just sold that power bank on Tuesday, and I'm up there going like,
Yeah,
it all works perfect.
we had a beautiful big power bank that could probably
Got
heat
ready
it.
and sold it.
It could have worked here. There's a massive big power bank, and it could have probably lasted, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it was a big one. It would have worked, but we literally sold it 2 days ago, and I came in this morning. I cannot believe we sold that.
Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Blah blah blah. This and that and the other. Yeah. Ciao.